Hello. Before you watch this episode of Ghost Files Debrief, this debrief was recorded live on Watcher TV a month ago when our Kellogg investigation aired over there on Watcher TV. So you guys are going to be seeing that debrief as a little preview of what we get up to over there on Watcher TV. And in the future seasons, if you want to watch live debriefs, head on over to Watcher TV. We're having a lot of fun. But until then, enjoy this episode of Ghost Files Debrief. Yeah.
I guess I didn't have to say anything.
A ghostly marital dispute, a haunted classroom, cup and balls. Grab a snack.
Come on, man.
Grab a snack and help us unpack all that and more. It's time for Ghost Files Debrief. It's cup and balls, man.
Why can't you just say the word balls?
Because there was the cup ball. Remember?
Yeah, of course.
The cup ball.
Hi.
You loved it so much. You love cupping those balls.
Let's start out at least. Come on, man.
What's wrong with that?
Welcome to
Did I
Ghost.
say something wrong?
Welcome to Ghost Files Debrief. This is the show where we answer your burning questions.
That's right. I'm Ryan. Thank you for joining us. And that thing over there is my colleague Shane Madej.
Hi.
And as he said, that this is the show where we answer your guys' burning questions. Now, we are, of course, talking about part 2 of our investigation of the Kellogg and Mag houses. Not respectively, actually opposite order of that. But it was a fun investigation. I hope you guys enjoyed this two-parter. We certainly had a great time. A little housekeeping up top. This is the last live Ghost Files debrief of this season.
Oh.
We'll be back next season for more Ghost Files debrief.
We've had a lot of fun here, I can tell you that. And I hope that you have
time.
too. And we intend to do this next season as well.
That's right. We do. We do intend to do that.
Unless you hate it.
Now, speaking of fun things that we're doing here, we do have a poll for you guys, as we have done with all of these, basically asking you guys to identify yourself as either a Shaniac or a Bugara. Not that one is the right answer, but I think we all know in our heart which one is the right answer. And you guys could go ahead and get into that poll a little bit. We're going to close it very quickly here.
Yeah, so get your votes in. If you've been with us the past few episodes, we've been running this to just get a sense for who's out there in the audience. Exciting news, you can now vote in polls and join the chat on iOS mobile.
That's right, you can do it on mobile
app. Android, I think you're fucked. So maybe eventually we'll get around to you, but green bubbles are not our priority.
Yeah, for now, enjoy your green bubbles.
Sorry, folks.
But what did you think about the whole of this investigation? Our first two-parter.
I had a lot of fun.
And it's a good preview for a 3-parter that's coming up next season, which I'm very excited for you guys to see. And you know what? I'm just going to say, we are going...
Are you going to say where we're going?
No. But I'll give a hint. We're going to some place that was a big location in Unsolved. We're revisiting it for the first time. So you guys go ahead and start noodling on that.
This is not a place I ever thought that I would go again. And when you told me, Ryan said, Shane, we're going back to this place. I'll say this, it's not the Island of the Dolls. No. Yet. I would like to go back there. I've said this many times.
You have said that many times.
I'd like to.
I don't know why.
Where's my camera? Right here? Is that mine? Dude, is the one pointing directly at me?
Yeah.
Is it this? Is it that one?
The fucking red light.
Is it right there? It's right there. But yes, we're going back to a place that we haven't been to in a long time, and I'm very excited because this is where we're going for our Alone episode.
That's correct.
And I thought you were going to drag us to an absolute shithole.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
It's very nice.
It's a nice place, but it is haunted. So that'll be fun.
I'm gonna break that pencil in half and stab you in the neck.
Yeah, you're always threatening to kill me.
I do. Well, while we're in the spirit of teasing things, we actually, at the end of this live debrief, are going to tease a special clip from an upcoming pilot that we're doing on Watcher TV, a Watcher TV exclusive.
That's airing next
Screaming
week.
Room. Friday the 13th, first episode of Screaming Room. We're going to be watching Friday the 13th. And it's going to be Stephen Lim's first time watching that movie. And boy, does he poo in his little diapies.
It's a joy.
Poos his me diapies.
We had a great time watching that. It was really fun.
Yeah, it
really
was a
fun.
really fun time.
He agreed to do it, by the way. We're not torturing him. I mean, we are.
A little bit. We are going to close the poll now.
Let's see who's out there. Let's see who's out there.
So while we tally up those results, let's just quickly talk about the Mag farmhouse and the Kellogg house because we didn't even talk about those things. We were too busy teasing.
There are haunted houses.
Thoughts on having another investigator enter the fray with us?
It was fine. No, it was fun. D-Tune's a really fun guy. You guys really sort of locked into each other.
Did that make you jealous?
No, I thought almost like, have you ever seen Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Yeah.
You know, Station?
Yeah, Station.
I thought you guys were gonna like fuse with each other and become a giant guy.
Dude, we should have done a fusion dance. That would have been sick.
If you and D-Tune would be, one, you'd be huge.
Yeah.
And then it's weird to imagine what your child would look like.
Well, D-Tune in some ways kind of looks like a male version of my wife.
Very much so.
Same color eyes, hair.
He kept saying that to me during the investigation.
And I was like, you ever notice this? That he looks a lot like my wife? Huh.
Anytime that the camera wasn't on Ryan, he'd lean over to me and be like, D-Tune, he's just like my wife. I go,
It's not true. None of
yeah,
that
I guess
happened.
a little bit.
He does look a lot like her if she was
And
a
then
man.
D-Tune would turn away and Ryan would touch his hair and Ryan would go, just like my wife.
Just so I could get a sniff later, so I could sniff my fingers later. Just a little flavor for later. That's just all. I wrote that down in my notebook too here, which by the way you can purchase over.
It's a notebook full of Ryan's notes
Full of
about
my
how
notes.
much D-Tune looks like.
D-Tune is not my wife, over and over and over again in different configurations
Remember.
and sizes. D-Tune is not my wife. D-Tune is not my wife. D-Tune is not my wife. Okay, results are ready for the poll. Let's go ahead and get those bad boys up on screen, if you will, please. Thank you, Maddie.
What?
Wow. This is, what is this? What, has anybody actually in the chat?
Where are my people?
Chat, can you try them off? This is what?
Chat!
3 out of 4 times that there have been more Bugara showing up to the
Well, we've only done this 3 times, right?
4.
3.
Oh, you're right, 3. So 2 and 1. We're 2 and 1 right now. If this was a 3-game series, I would have been victorious.
Less Shaniacs than Bugaras. Oh my god.
And you know what's crazy is we also are going to now. Are we ready to throw up another question? Eventually, we're going to throw up another question, as we always do with these live debriefs, about whether or not you guys think this location's haunted. And seeing as that there are more Bugaras, I would be very
Boogie
surprised.
Boys.
Very surprised indeed.
The Boogaloo Boys, they
if
call
we
them.
were to lose that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now it's interesting. Now the pressure's really on.
The pressure's really on. I like the bandana though; it's a good look.
Thank you.
You know, my wife wears bandanas too.
Interesting.
You kind of remind me of my wife.
I do? What's going on with you,
You
man?
remind me of my wife. I love my wife.
Fix your. You're the Joker now.
I am the Joker. Yeah.
Can you turn your mic up?
Turn my mic
It's
up.
sideways.
Turn me up.
Act like you've been here before.
I have been for. Oh, whatever, Mister. Where's my camera, dude? Where's my camera?
Where is it? Okay. So, are we ready to put up the next poll? We're not.
No, we're not. We're gonna get ready for some questions.
Oh yeah,
though.
we're gonna do that later.
have
Later,
some
we're gonna
questions.
put up a poll and ask you if you think this place is haunted based on our discussion and our evidence.
That
we
would be
covered.
really good news if I didn't just tell them that.
Okay. Let's hit some Let's hit some questions.
Question number
Now, these are
one.
questions we pulled from the comments of the episode. You can also submit your questions now, live, in the comment section below on this video, and we'll be hitting some of those after we get through these. Did you already say that as well?
No. I didn't.
Okay, good.
I didn't say those.
Great.
So
All right.
Let's go ahead and get into that first question.
Let's take a look at it. Let's see what we got here. This is from Kelly Hartley. Hi, Ryan and Shane.
Wanted to say your name first, huh?
Loved this episode, especially part 1. Well, this is the debrief for part 2. With the double Estes method. It was amazing. So entertaining, guys. It got me thinking, seeing all the ghost gadgets used in this episode, that we haven't seen the honey tone in quite a while. Curious as to what's happened to it. Will it be making a return in the future? Seems someone out there is a big fan of that piece of equipment.
The honey tone.
Do you think it's got its own stands out there?
No, like a honey tone, #1.
I love to see that bit of kit
Yeah.
in the episodes, you know? Where is she at? You know, you think they're hollering for it?
Maybe if there's other honeys out there, is that what they call themselves? I'm not sure. I hate to report though that the honey tone is probably in
did you
some sort of
break it?
landfill in Los Angeles.
What?
I
Did
threw
you-
I threw it away
Why?
because it
Did it break?
It broke.
Oh.
The wirings got cooked. And I suspect
Was it by a ghost? Where's my kid?
Maybe, perhaps. So there were 2 pieces of equipment that got cooked last season for some reason. I think something got plugged into a charger of some sort, or perhaps there was some sort of TSA mishap, because the Busaby also has been sent out to pasture. But luckily, we did replace the Busaby. Shout out to Ghost Stop. They sent us another one. Honeytone was a more bespoke item, so
Yeah.
in bespoke.
You probably could have taken it to an electrician and had it repaired.
To be honest, that piece.
It was a lot to lug around.
Piece of equipment kind of sucked balls.
Yeah, it was just basically a speaker. Well, no, I guess it had a lot of fiddles, knobs to fiddle.
It was just very cumbersome to carry around. It was large and unwieldy. I couldn't put it in my pocket. I couldn't put it on my belt.
It was like carrying around a Victrola.
Sure, kind of like that. Also, double Estes method, we had 2. We had one in part 1 and one in part 2.
That's right.
Part 2 was you and I being wired in.
Yeah.
We were both jacked in, and then D-Tune was asking the questions over in that lovely dining room with all the teapots.
Now, I know last week we said that we were going to test a double spirit box this week. Ryan forgot to bring his in.
That's okay.
You did.
No, that's not yours.
This is mine. This was on my desk because I bought another one because you thought you left one.
It was over in the bunker.
Yes, but it was initially on my desk because I bought another one at some
Okay, we're
point.
doing past tense. Yeah, but mine was initially on
This
my
was on
desk
my desk
too.
up until mere days ago.
We're moving offices right now, so it got misplaced. So we aren't able to
Ryan
do the double
forgot
scan.
his,
I didn't
but
forget mine.
this
That's
was
a
the new
joint.
one.
That is not yours. It's a joint.
It's the new one that I bought from Amazon. I put in the order.
I doubt it.
I can show you the receipt.
I'd love to see the documentation.
I'll show you the
I'd love to see
fucking
the
receipt.
documentation.
You take the next, or answer, I don't know.
What was the question again? The question was
about the fucking honeytone.
Oh yeah, the honeytone. I answered it. Okay, next question.
Spirit
We're
box
getting all
receipt.
flustered here. Jade, I want to say
November 23rd, 2024.
You're just naming a
Shipping
date.
confirmation, Spirit Box.
I don't know how you shopped that quick.
Right
Jade,
there.
You could have just showed me
November.
You could have showed me any Amazon order. Jade, I want to say I love these 2 episodes. Oh wait, no, I'm not saying that. Jade is saying.
Jade, Ryan really wants to tell you.
Jade, I want to say I love the way these last 2 episodes turned out. Jade says, I want to say I loved these 2 episodes. D-Tune was a fun guest. I wanted to say, though, that his app seemed a little too good. Also, I felt like it was odd that his bell was much more active. Thoughts? I will say his bell was an earlier incarnation of the dead bell. I actually have the V2, so it's quite possible that they
What's the range on that?
on that?
Yeah.
I believe it's a pretty similar radius. I think it's like 5-10 feet or something like that.
Damn.
But don't quote me on that though. It's
Too late.
Either way, his was a little more sensitive than mine. So later we did dial down the sensitivity on it just so it would stop squawking.
Yeah.
Because it's not just picking up ghosts, it's also picking up EMF, anomalies as well. So it's not just ghosts.
Yeah. Here's what we've sort of figured out this season is
Okay,
it is well no. What I want to say it's always a fine line for me when it comes to these things because I obviously when people in the comments are like, well, that thing's not a legitimate tool or it's not real. It's pseudoscience.
These are people saying this, not you?
There's people in the comments who are like, I don't necessarily like. Well, Jade was saying like the app.
Yeah, I see.
Thing.
Plenty
Like,
of people saying it.
a lot of people are saying it.
Everybody.
Okay, we don't need to. But that's true of all ghost hunting equipment.
All right, we're gonna go back
That's
to the
all-
question before he starts to melt
No,
down.
no, no.
This
I'm just
happens,
saying.
and every now and then I have to
I'm
reset
saying
him.
yes, we could say like, well, this is hooey, this is nonsense, but it all is. If you're really like, there's no science behind it, but behind any of it.
I just wanted to get
So-
you before you spiral because you're like a host from Westworld when they start to question the reality.
I just want
you
to
start short
say
circuit.
that it's kind of difficult for me because I'm writing all of it off. It's all garbage. So if I see one thing that's like, well, that's also garbage, it's hard for me to be like, should I, for the sake of the audience, question this little piece of garbage when it's all garbage? I could.
You could.
And in the future, we determined that when we do have guests on, because like I get along with D-Tune famously, he's a great guy, love that guy. But it might behoove me to, in the way that when we shoot Weird Wonderful World, we tell them ahead of time, this is an educational show. We have a lot of fun. Ryan's going to be very weird.
Yeah,
and then, we chat with them for a bit.
I will tell them I'm going to be a psycho.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they have fun with it. I think I have to sort of, we got to chat with if we have people on the show in the future.
I
have to tell them,
though.
like, look, I am a skeptic. I'm going to make fun of the fact that I think this is all nonsense. I don't always go in on that because I'm like, I don't want to make them feel bad.
But if you talk to them beforehand,
I think
I do tell them you're going to be that way.
Oh, that's good. Do you tell it to everyone we meet, regardless of whether we're shooting with them?
Yeah, I say, look, he's a handful. You just got to let him go. He's going to do his thing, and he'll tire himself out.
Well, let's hit another question. But here's
no, but one more question. We have to answer the detune part of his ovilus. So he actually took the guts of an ovilus 5, I believe, put it in different housing, and then there's actually you could send that signal via Bluetooth on the ovilus 5 to your phone, and then he's basically taking that and putting it through like this other word processor.
I don't know if any of that's true. I've got to level with you. I don't know that any of
He's
that's
combining the Ovilus 5 with basically another Spirit Box app on your phone.
I'd like to see that all shown to
What
me.
if I could replicate it?
Then great. But I don't believe any of that.
If I could replicate it in my scientific lab.
I think it's just an app, but I don't know.
Will you be proud of me if I could replicate it?
Yes, no.
Will you say you're proud of me?
No, I won't. I'll never say that.
Okay. I mean, it took a lot for me to say it to myself even. You should see alone. I cried.
All right, and some exciting news. The second poll is now live, and the second poll is a question: is this place haunted? Is this place haunted? Voting is currently open to viewers on browsers, but also those of you watching in-app via iOS, iPhone.
That's right, not
iPhone.
Android quite yet.
If you're on your TV, if you're watching this on your TV, you're out of luck. What are you gonna do?
You could open up your phone.
You can open up your phone.
That way you have dual screen action. You got like the show up here, and then on your phone, I'm like, this place is haunted.
Dual ghouls.
That's right, unless you're on Android, in which case you're watching on TV, then you look at your phone and you go, and you snap it in half.
Is that a show? Ghoul Duels?
Ghoul Duels?
Ghoul Duels? DUELS? What could that be? Something to think about. Let's go to our next question. It's just a title pitch. This is from Hannah, a palindrome, for Debrief. Given that some people believe animals are more sensitive to spirits, Ryan, would you ever bring the pee-pee man to a shoot? Somewhere closer to home, obviously. Thanks for the great season.
No, I wouldn't put him in there because he's a dog. And
Do you think dogs are...
I do think dogs are sensitive to other energies. And just like, how certain animals know when a natural disaster is coming, and like birds are like, fuck that, tsunami's coming, gonna fly away. That's what they say, I imagine, to each other. Like that, I feel like dogs, whether you believe in the supernatural or just a physical disturbance that people perceive as ghosts, I do think dogs are sensitive and privy to that. And that being said, Pee-Pee Man, very sensitive boy. And most importantly, he's a dog that can't consent to going on an investigation, so I would never make him do that against his
dogs
will.
can't consent to anything.
No, but I'm pretty sure I know he wants to go on a walk, because when I say, do you want to go on a walk, he goes...
Yeah. Well, if you took him to a house, he'd probably be excited. He wouldn't know it's haunted.
I think he would know. Well, he wouldn't know that I know.
He'd sense your sort of fear.
I actually read a fact that most dogs will pick up and absorb the anxiety and stress of their owner, and he's already at least lost a couple of years because of that.
Does he ever sob into the mirror?
No, but he does spit at the mirror.
Okay. Okay.
Another question. Let's fire up another question.
Yeah. Ivan
Garcia Felix. Ivan Garcia Felix says, is it just me, or these investigations go a lot smoother when you give Shane free candy and toys? It's true.
It's true.
It is true. Now,
at the Clayton house earlier this season, they had a bowl full of those. They were sort of like those puffy restaurant mints, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they were like?
Yes, I believe so.
And I was eating those the whole night. I think they were for people who visit, but I just kept reaching.
We got to start giving you some side quests that you could do in each room while we are doing.
Cup and Ball was a lot of fun, and I got really
Yeah,
good at
but
it.
see, I think that's a good example of a side quest that doesn't actually help the investigation or the episode.
Oh,
but
you
like-
got to trick me into almost like how they trick cadaver dogs into doing their job.
Yeah, I don't know how they do. How do they do that?
They put like candy in a body or something, or put like a little bacon strip inside of like a corpse.
God, that would be the most horrific thing if like
I don't know if that's.
I
what
was
they
near
do.
like a service animal in a mall, and then like my grandma like had a heart attack and passed away, and then the dog went over and like got Smarties out of her pocket. You know what I mean? I'd be stoked because I love Smarties.
I know what you mean in the sense that you've just painted a picture of, but I don't understand what you mean.
Well, because
by it.
they've been trained to find bodies by putting candy in their pocket, and what if the dog literally just thinks, oh, when people fall down, they have candy inside them, and I'm gonna go crazy.
I don't think that's.
I would like to go obtain that candy.
Yeah.
You know? Kind of like when you kill a Goomba in Mario and coins pop out. Something to think about.
Let's go to the next. Did we answer the question?
I think we answered the
It's nice to
question.
have candy and toys.
Do you think every episode that we do of the show, because I've noticed people in the comments saying like Shane looks disinterested in the hunting.
Hey, go
I'm gonna
check
hit you
out
with
an
the-
episode of BuzzFeed Unsolved circa 2017. I remember a year into Unsolved, I was like, what are we doing here?
You could see a pretty clear arc of a BuzzFeed Unsolved. Like, actually, if you look at any of the Unsolved
Everything
seasons,
after 3 cases of demons or whatever.
no, actually, here's how it would go. We would be doing true crime.
Oh, yeah.
Because we would shoot 2 seasons of true crime and 2 seasons of supernatural a year. And after we would do 1 season of true crime, by episode 4, you could see you being kind of like, I'm getting kind of bummed out. I'm ready to go ghost hunting again. Then we would do ghost hunting in the first 3 episodes, very chipper. And then by the end, it's like, let's just go back to the room and let's sit. So it's a cycle. And I actually do think, though, to your credit as a skeptic who does want to see a ghost, each episode you might be getting a little more and more frustrated because you're not seeing that ghost.
Well, certainly. I mean, I have fun going to the locations, but I'm about as disinterested as I've been for the past near decade.
What if I put you in charge of getting trigger objects?
Does that mean I can touch stuff?
No, it means you bring a certain object for the ghost in that room that they might be interested in.
Do I get a budget?
Probably not.
Well, I have to go to like flea markets?
What if we only investigated places where the ghost liked like cigars or something like that? And then
Cigarettes?
no, not cigarettes.
Can I smoke on these
You can't
episodes?
smoke on these. It's not the Twilight Zone. Fucking. All right.
Okay.
This is Ava for the debrief. What are both of your thoughts on the bell responses? Obviously, Shane doesn't believe it is ghosts. So what do you think is happening instead? And what are Ryan's thoughts on the reliability of the bells? It seems like once one makes a sound, they all start to ding right after. You first?
I don't think I have to say like what is causing the bell to ding. Cause like you can make a device that just dings, you know?
Yeah. But it is sensing when EMF is triggered, there's a little mechanical like hammer inside that will hit the bell, but you could also physically ring the bell itself to show the spirits what you want. And when they're going off one and then the other, it's just because there's either something in the environment making that trigger or a ghost which is said to bring off EMF. Or put off EMF rather. So I believe it's that, but
Okay. Oh, do I still need to say stuff?
I think you do need to say stuff there. What do you think of
It's
that?
nonsense. It doesn't do it. Nothing's causing it.
Fair enough.
I'm sure maybe it's like, maybe there's like, they've probably put some kind of sensor in it that is taking like environmental, I don't know if it's temperature or like you said, EMF.
EMF is the bell.
What does that mean? Electromagnetic
field.
Field?
Yeah.
Maybe it's sensing that. I don't know. Guess we'll see. I don't know.
I don't know.
We can
I
take it
will
apart.
say when it comes to EMF devices, this REM pod, I find them compelling. There's no way in hell that I think that's going to convince any skeptic or anyone who's kind of even a casual believer.
No.
But I think it's data that's good to collect. However, that's why I put more credence into things that are like EVPs. We got a whisper in this episode that's kind of unclear what it's saying, but I'm not. There is something there.
Also, I mean, the Shaniacs are not going to be. They don't give a shit about any of this. I think if you're watching the show from a skeptic point of view, you're sort of like, well, I'm here to have fun.
Sure.
And if they ever see a full-bodied apparition, then I guess ghosts are real. But
You know the day that we see that, people are just going to say you're lying, right?
and they're welcome to. But again,
That's not going to piss you off?
I guess I wouldn't care, because at that point I'm like, well, I've seen something that is revelatory to me, and I trust that if people hear me say, I now believe in ghosts, it's truly like, I'm not gonna lie about that.
We have one more question
it
here,
would
but
be
just as a quick
annoying.
thought exercise. If we were to somehow procure a full-bodied apparition on camera, what would be the steps that you would have us take to try and get that scientifically authenticated?
I don't think there's any way you can.
There's no way. Is there any, like, because we could submit the video for, like, analysis to see if it's been tampered with. Like, if something walked in front of frame and it was clearly a person and just disappeared.
Like I said, I need to see it with my eyes.
I know, but if we caught that, like, I'm trying to put,
Like,
we get the golden goose. How do we prove that that's real?
I'm pretty skeptical of any video thing that we don't see with our eyes.
We saw it with our eyes. That's
Oh,
what
we saw it with our eyes?
Yeah, if we catch it.
There's no way to prove that outside of like what we've seen.
Isn't that frustrating to you?
I mean, it's science, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's how it works. You got to be able to like recreate it and measure it.
But we caught it on camera. It's right.
Well, that's not enough, brother.
It should be
I'll
enough.
tell people if I believe what I saw was a ghost, but I also wouldn't expect them. I wouldn't be like,
You see the quandary I'm in, though. Like, if I'm trying to prove something where if I even catch the ultimate version of it on camera, I can't replicate it in that exact way, and therefore it'll never pass from a scientific perspective. But we both saw it with our eyes. We both caught it on camera.
that would be cool.
So I don't know what else I could do from that point, which is how I feel about like some of the EVPs we've caught, some of even like the glimpses of ghosts that we've caught. Like, we haven't got like one full ghost doing a tap dance in front of us,
Right.
but like, you know, if we did, I still wouldn't be able to do. That's the quandary I'm dealing with.
Stuff.
Here. So,
Stuff. But though I think the bit of solace you have is that if I'm there with you and we both saw it, then I think me saying I saw that with my own eyes,
Fair enough.
me, the lifelong skeptic, and I'm telling you, the viewers, that I did see it and I can't explain it, and I do believe it to be a ghost. I mean, it's something.
that would be crazy.
Keep dreaming. One more question from the comments, or do we want to move to live cues? One more?
One more pulled comment? Or no, let's go to live. Let's go to some live questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of timing here. Thank you, Carlos, for watching live here. Carlos A, you are on the air. Did we ditch the heart rate monitor during the solo investigations because Ryan is a hardened vet now? No, we still had the heart rate monitor on me, but I guess I got a little bit better at concentrating on the investigation. It's weird, these solo...
There were probably still fluctuations.
There were still fluctuations. There were definitely moments where I was still scared, but I will say after doing Ghost Files alone, I learned how to be alone in these situations while still being scared, but then centering my mind more around trying to get the answers I was looking for as opposed to just trying to survive. Which, whether or not that makes for more compelling television, I'm not quite sure. It definitely will if we catch something. But I truly believe that being by myself, I am able to catch things a little bit more just because A, I am alone, it's less intimidating, and B, the energy I'm putting off is not like that of a wounded animal.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we did use the heart rate monitor. There were, I think, minimal spikes. It just,
I stopped wearing it entirely.
well, it stopped registering that you had a
Yeah, it
heart.
wasn't doing anything for me, so.
No, quite literally, it did not recognize a human was wearing it
Right.
because the lowest BPM was not being detected.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, that's
Whatever.
spooky. Moving on to another live question. Thank you, Carlos.
Here's our next one. This comes from Michelle. Shaniac here to say that whisper at 11 minutes was actually super creepy, LOL. Whisper at 11 minutes. Did we clock this?
Oh.
Did we clock this in the episode? We're going to take a look at this clip.
We're going to take a look at this clip really quick. So let's fire up this clip and revisit this whisper.
Let's see. Ooh. Let's see what we got here.
Just after Jordan collected his SLS cam, our audio picked up this disembodied whisper.
Man, that REM pod is going nuts. Whoever's playing with that, could you tell us your name, please? Whoever's playing with that, could you tell us your name, please?
Yeah, that's something, huh?
Here's the thing about that, and my first instinct when hearing this was, when you hear something that has a breathy quality to that, like that, and you can't really make out what the words are. My thought is it's probably just someone's mic. So what you'll do is you'll go through all the mics to see if you can hear the source of where it's actually coming from. And if it is somebody, sometimes like one of us will take a breath before, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's just Shane. Couldn't isolate this one, so it's not the strongest EVP, but there is something there. Whereas like the other episodes that we've had, like for instance, the Clayton house, that happy house is one of the clearest EVPs we've ever gotten.
Happy house.
Yeah. So, there is something there, and obviously we got a lot of activity in both of these locations, so, it's worth pointing out.
Oh, who's that from again?
Michelle.
Michelle. You're off the team. Sorry.
Wait,
you're a Bugar.
Did Michelle say that they were a Shaniac?
Yeah, they were a Shaniac, yeah.
They are a Bugar now.
You got scared by that? You thought that was creepy?
Welcome to the team.
Turn your badge, turn your gun, turn your Shaniac gun.
And here's your badge, and here's your other gun.
Now you got a different gun now.
And this gun only shoots holy water.
Mine shoots bullets. So it's a bit of a downgrade.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say so. Let's go to another question.
Let's see what we got here. This is from Kim. Ryan, take it away.
Ryan, have you ever considered that time moves differently for spirits, and maybe that's why sometimes there's no activity or it's delayed? No, I think about this all the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
It's like like Inception?
What do you mean by that?
Time.
Oh, like the
different
track
dream.
time? Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking about it just more like the logistics of or just like the theory of what actually is a ghost. Because there's the idea that
What's a ghost?
well, it's the remnant of someone's spirit, or it could be like an echo of energy through time. Or some people actually think that ghosts could be something more that's like interdimensional.
What if they move faster like Benny Hill?
Sure.
What if
if they
that's
move
why we can't
faster
catch
like
them?
Benny Hill?
Because they're just going around
Well, this seems to be positing more so the dimensional kind of theory of what if multiple parallel dimensions and then just bleed over. That's what a ghost is.
Have you ever seen the film A Ghost Story?
No. What do you think about that though?
It's a great movie.
No, but in terms of from being a man of science, if there was any scientific explanation for ghosts, the closest you could probably get to is parallel dimensions and bleed happening.
And then there's a ghost dimension?
No ghost dimension. That's just an actual person from a different parallel dimension where time, it's probably not if the location is the same, the time can nudge up against each other and there could be a little bit of a ripple, if you will.
Time could nudge up against each other.
Multiple parallel dimensions where some bleed into the others, and it's not actually an intelligent thing.
Like BioShock Infinite, basically.
Do you believe in
multiple
multiple timelines or string theory or anything like that?
Nah.
You don't?
I don't think so. I don't know enough about it, frankly, but I don't think that's ghosts.
You don't think that would be kind of cool though? At
Sure
least
it would.
if that's the explanation, okay, it's not a ghost.
There's a lot of things that would be cool.
It's not a dead person that has intelligent thoughts after life. It's just somebody who's still alive in a different dimension.
living
We're just
their life.
accidentally perceiving it.
Yeah.
I think that is honestly
interesting.
just as likely as a ghost. To me, I think that's very interesting.
Alternate dimensions are neat. Yeah. I don't
I know
think...
we're all kind of multiverse exhausted at this point,
Yeah.
but
They got to stop with that. It's too much.
not to engage in that, but I'm just saying that it's possible.
Yeah. It's neat.
Okay. Well, let's move on to another question. How about that?
Abigail Jones.
This is you. Take this one.
Ryan,
Okay. Yes.
do you have any sort of cleansing or protection rituals you use to ensure ghosts aren't following you from the locations? Asking Ryan because I doubt Shane has any if he doesn't believe in ghosts. Abigail, you're right.
Honestly, no, unless something starts to happen. There's only been a couple times in my life where I felt like there was something around me after, and then I just saged, and it was fine.
Quick sage.
But I typically don't, because honestly, I don't feel like I'm stepping out of line in a lot of the ways I'm talking to these folks. You, on the other hand.
I don't give a shit. You know what? You know how I cleanse?
How?
Nice hot shower at the Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, with your Sasquatch soap or something. Your Squatch soap. Your goat soap.
It gets into the crevices,
Yeah.
Gets all up in there. Oh, you're talking about my goat soap.
Yeah.
Shout out to Groovy Goat Soap. Chamomile.
Don't try and hawk your shit on me.
No, I want them to send me free soap. Company out of Portland, I believe.
Let's move on
great
to
soap.
another question.
It smells delicious.
Does it?
Yeah. Last question.
Last question. FYA hole back again. Thank you for joining again for the live broadcast. I'll see you in Kangaroo Court. Can they tell us more about that creepy thing that happened at the Island of the Dolls? They mention it often in Podwatcher Get Scared, but I didn't know the story. In fact, that actually is coming to a Get Scared episode on June 23rd.
We've told that story a bit on the road, and we've told it here and there in bits and pieces, but we were like, let's put this on the record once and for all.
A full,
get it out there,
actual telling of the story, more in depth than we've ever told it before.
Certainly,
so that's coming June 23rd.
A robust conversation.
Got some bangers coming down the pipeline here for you guys on Get Scared. Really excited for you to see those eps because we talked about that, but then there was another. What else did we talk? Oh,
Annabelle.
We talked about Annabelle. Annabelle,
she's out.
on tour.
She's on the loose.
Yeah.
What are we good?
She's out seeing the sights. Matty Rial behind the camera right now as well. He's the producer and also the co-host of Get Scared with Us. So check that out on Mondays at 9 a.m. if you're not in the loop on that. But that's the last question that we have from you guys. Let's go ahead and can we actually close that poll?
Get your votes in now. If you haven't, do you believe the Kellogg house to be haunted? Get your votes in now.
So we're gonna close that poll, and then once we aggregate those results. We could get into some thoughts. Oh, we actually have the poll results already. Oh my god. Oh, maybe we don't. Do we have them? We got him. All right, let's cut to the field.
Well, the field is right here. Yes, it's haunted.
Yes, it is very haunted. Actually, those numbers, we actually gained a couple percentage points. You're not polling well.
So I'm polling fine. Oh,
Tell that to the poll.
Oh God.
Tell that to the poll
43%.
that you're gonna eat, Shane. Eat that poll.
Well, that missing 1%, I bet they also don't think it's haunted.
Uh-oh.
Who's here?
Door opening. It's either a ghost or Stephen Lim. I can't tell which one's scarier. Now,
do you think Steven's here?
As a ghost or
who's here? Who wants to join the live? Is Steven?
Steven in corporeal form?
Let's see. Well, I mean, he could be the tiebreaker since it's so close.
He doesn't even know.
Since it's such a close.
No, that's not close at all. What are you talking about? That's a chasm.
The monitor's a little bit obscured. I think it's pretty
56% is pretty clear. Those
and
numbers.
What does it mean? Yes.
My dad, who has his text
Shane.
size on his iPhone at like 1 million, could probably see that from where you're sitting.
Yeah, get Steven in. I want to know.
Actually, bring him in here. Yeah.
But get him in here. Get him in. Steven! We need a tiebreaker.
We need a tiebreaker. This is the season finale of Ghost Files Debrief. Don't fuck it up.
We need a tiebreaker.
Hey.
Steven. Where's
Get your little food-eating buns in here.
Sam in the shot?
No, Sam's over there.
Oh. Jared in the shot?
Steven,
we have a very close poll. It's split directly down the middle.
I'm cheek splitting right now.
That's right. Okay, this is a poll about whether this place is
This is
haunted.
not down the middle.
Roughly round
You're getting wrecked.
Round it a little bit.
I'm wearing my utility belt.
Why are your arms around me like this?
Have you seen the episode about...
Why did you put your... Oh, because you're mic.
Have you seen the Kellogg house episode?
Yes.
Do you believe that place is haunted, yes or no?
No.
Okay, well, you know that.
How does that factor in if we add an extra?
yeah, if you
one
add
to
an
it,
extra, what is that, 44%?
Yeah.
44% now?
Wait, is this for Kellogg or is this for Clayton?
Kellogg.
Oh, great. Yeah. No, it's not. Sorry.
You smell good.
I think I got
No, I
it.
smell like coffee.
It's probably why you smell good.
Oh,
You
I
smell
know.
like that bean juice.
I was just at Camel.
You do smell good.
He does smell good. He did say he's odorless.
I didn't shower
Remember that?
this morning.
He did say he was odorless.
He doesn't
didn't shower
he does-
this morning? Maybe he's right.
Either way, we got to wrap this up.
Oh, okay.
This is getting out of hand here.
Before we go, we have exciting tease. Oh, is this for Steve? Oh, we've got a mic for Steven here.
This is going really off the rails here, folks. I'm so sorry. Look, I'm like speaking like a TikToker right now. This is cool.
Hi.
Okay.
Like a bottle.
You want to hear about what I'm learning?
That one doesn't even work.
Okay.
This has big last day of school vibes for some reason. This feels like the last day of school.
It is fun.
Like we
We're
should be
having fun
signing
here.
hags on each other's shirts.
Damn it.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, thank you guys all for tuning into this season of
No,
Ghost
we have
Files.
more to talk
I
about.
know. We gotta wrap up the episode first before we toss to the clip.
We're going to toss to the clip and then we'll say goodbye.
Okay, fine. Let's toss to the clip first. Let's go against the agenda. We are going to be watching
I
an
wanna put these on.
exclusive
These are-
clip for Screaming Room, which is a new series that we're doing, in which I teased it earlier. We are showing Steven Friday the 13th. We're going to be watching that scary movie in its entirety, and you can see our commentary throughout it if you're into that.
Put your mic back on your shirt. You're like, okay, we're going to take an exclusive peek now.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
Let's see what we've got here.
Nice pants, Brian.
Thank you.
Steven,
Be alive, Steven. Dude, amazing. I could not wait to watch that. And I'm very, very excited for you guys to see that. We had so much fun doing that. I could watch scary movies with these two knuckleheads all day. I hope we can. So if you guys like that show, make sure you tell us in the comments and we'll make more of it, much to Steven's chagrin. Now I know what, you know what I felt like back in old BuzzFeed days when you're just like, oh, I'm going to get tortured here, right?
Well, it's time to wrap it up. And I want to say, Ryan, we've had a lot of fun this season.
We have had a lot of fun.
We went to Arkansas.
We did.
I feel like I'm between a lover's quarrel.
You get out of here. We went to
Close the door on your way out. Thanks.
Arkansas. We went to where else did we go?
I can still see you. Can you
Los
leave?
Angeles.
I can still, thanks.
And you did a great job. You got a lot of good
I was
evidence.
gonna do my bit when I walked.
Get out of here! Would you away? This is we're having a moment.
Out of here,
What were we gonna
dude.
say?
PowerPoint slides in here or something? What's going on?
Wait, what?
We're making PowerPoint slides in here?
Why are you squatting?
I'm in the middle of a moment. Get out of here.
And then he turned the lights on. This guy is unbelievable.
Ryan,
Don't you have food to eat?
Ryan, we've had a lot of fun this
We have had a lot of fun. I'm sorry.
You did a lot of good evidence, and you did ghosts for everybody.
Yeah, I did
and-
ghosts for everybody. I did.
I
them.
just want to say, on behalf of even the Shaniacs out there, we're all very proud of you.
What is the catch here?
That's it.
No, there's.
Ain't no
Where's the bit? Where does the floor drop out?
Just accept it. Just accept it.
Hey, you know
Just
what?
Take it.
I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of all the Shaniacs out there. We need each other.
Thank you.
Bugars and Shaniac, we need the checks and balances to bring peace and
And this
unity.
is what we're talking about. You can reach across. Well, I mean, not politically, but when it comes to skeptics and believers, you can reach across the
That's
aisle
right.
and say,
Give your friend a reach around
and give them a big old hearty handshake
That's
and say, we do it because we love it.
We do.
get out there, we have fun together.
And we've had fun with all of you guys. Thank you guys for watching every one of these live debriefs. Thank you for watching all these episodes on Watcher TV. Thank you for supporting us on Watcher TV. We really appreciate it. The staff here, we're all working hard to get you guys this stuff. So
And we got a very fun season coming up for you later in the year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Shane and I are about to go film at the mystery location,
Yeah,
which
we're
I've
gonna be
given you
there
guys
in
a hint of
Next month?
next
Yeah.
month. Don't
Few
say the
weeks,
exact dates.
few weeks, yeah.
Well, it's going to be a fun one. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Thanks again for joining us for these live debriefs. They've been a lot of fun. If you missed them live, we'll be doing them again next season.
And this recording's available.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And that's going to do it for this episode and this season of Ghost Files Debrief.
I don't think this could have went any better. Better. I said better, right?
Get us out of here.
I don't think this.
He's drunk.
You don't have to tell him I was drinking. All right. Hope you guys enjoy that. Again, that was recorded live over on Watcher TV when the Kellogg investigation aired over on Watcher TV. We're going to be doing more of those live debriefs next season of Ghost Files, which is coming to you guys in the fall. So I hope you guys are ready for some more spooky fun come fall.
And tune in next week for the beginning of 2 episodes of Are You Scared, followed by a new season of Mystery Files.
Unless, of course, you're watching this after the fact, in which case none of this is relevant.
I guess that's always true, though.
I know.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
It's funny because we were at the hotel and we spent the night there before we shot there.
Yes.
And that entire first night, it did not occur to me that the place was haunted.